Yeah, Dragonlance came after the Spelljammer. Yeah, I mean, you could check if there's any pre-orders, anything to pre-order on D&D Beyond. Because usually once they announce it, you can pre-order it. Maybe they're waiting for the new year. I do know there's some stuff going on with artists on Twitter and non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, that's the new open gaming license thing.
So I don't know.
If I know a little bit about it. OGL stuff. OGL 50K.
Creating more topics.
Well, Norm wants to do an hour and a half. And then he said start D&D and we'll see where it goes. So
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Oh, I got a bunch of D&D shit to talk about, so.
I'm sure you do.
What is this? Oh, that's the Dragonlance book. Dragonlance miniatures, and that's the Warriors of Kryn tabletop game. That's like the latest shiznit for D&D releases, honestly. It's a 2023. Oh, here we go.
Stream is live, by the way.
Oh, now you're gonna have to.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they did. They did announce things. Oh, that's right. Cool. I just need to save this image. Save image. Save, and then just open this thing up. Oh, I don't. There it is. Open the damn image, computer. Oh, shit. I have it open 6 times behind the window. Old guy operating a computer here.
In my day, if you clicked open, it opened on the screen.
It opened in front of you.
Dag nabbit contraption.
Apparently there is Keys from the Golden Vault was the next release, and then in spring Bigby presents Glory of the Giants.
Which I have not heard of either of those, so apparently
in summer they're doing the Book of Many Things and a Fandelver campaign, apparently.
The Book of Many, Many, Many Things?
And then in fall is Planescape. So that Book of Many Things, if that's well, here, I'm gonna shut up. I just read all that. Yeah, I have comments on all of that. I'm excited.
Excellent. Yeah, so my voice is only duplicating in my ears, not on stream. So
are you sure it's your computer?
It's gonna get awkward.
I mean, my ears could be like maybe my left ear is on a delay.
Oof. Yeah, we got that. I did not read. I read the first D&D 1 playtest material, but I did not read the second. Actually, honestly, let me pull that shit up. I can honestly, we could go through that.
Yeah.
Unless you intentionally want to stay ignorant, Jeff.
No, it's fine.
It was the last one I saw was about the cleric, I think. Let's see, expert class. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
There's character origins, expert classes, and cleric and revised species.
Yeah, it's funny because I was just looking through my 80 or 90 characters, and
they're not signed into D&D Beyond.
On D&D Beyond, as long as you started creating something with any of the playtest material, it lets you keep it.
Nice.
So, like, I have one character that's actually an owl folk, not an owlin, because it was originally an owl folk. I have an old orc where they still got the negative intelligence bonus.
Nice.
I was just looking through that. It's kind of interesting to see some of that. It's not just legacy content, but like legacy content you can't create new anymore.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So that's kind of my thoughts on D&D 1 is, you know, I don't want to get too excited for something and then have them change the rules. I mean, again, and not that you can't use any version of anything really for this.
Yeah.
But if you want to make it quote unquote official.
This shit isn't even quote unquote official, Jeff. Come on. You're getting Norm's and JC's variation of D&D rules. Because all it takes is the DM to say, I'll allow it, and the rules go out the window.
There's rules?
Tom, every once in a while your camera does a weird thing for me. I don't know if it's me or
It's a flicker. Yeah, I have no
you have a
clue.
loose connection.
There's a lot of things that are going on with.
I've had a loose connection as long as I've known him, Jeff.
It's accurate. Yeah, no, there's several things technology-wise that are I gotta figure out.
Not optimal.
Not optimal.
You did not look at the expert classes. Here in this document, number of experts group. Each one of a member of the it's the expert group. I got it. The expert group being the bard, the ranger, the rogue.
All right, let's do this.
Sure, why not?
Oh, I thought we've been doing this.
Kind of. We're gonna have kind of like an actual show. We will do an introduction, and then just start doing what we were doing already.
Quote unquote pre-show.
Yeah.
Getting the kinks out.
He's like, well, I can try. Hey, everybody. You want to hear about a sentient sword with a dirty mind? Welcome back to Two Nerds, One Quest. This is honestly going to be a bit different on your holiday week here. And we're live on a Friday morning. What the hell? I'm amazed all four of us are here on a Friday morning. We can't all get together on a Sunday morning sometimes.
You should be.
That man in the Super Mario shirt is one Ryan. I still want to say Ryan Crixus Kukta. Like that rolls off my tongue.
Yeah, I mean the alliteration was a big part of it. So,
oh hell yeah!
Hey, welcome to the party, pal. For anyone listening live or anybody tuning in later, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope 2023 is kicking ass and taking names.
Hells yeah, and not our ass. We're kicking ass in 2023. The year just kind of sits back and be's real nice like that. That other man inhaling deeply is one Jeff Doc Williams. I'm gonna go with it because it's been a while.
I've got our list of characters in front of me. You know, you could do the intro like, this is Ryan, Spade, Crixus, Snooker, Dell, Rand, Kukta.
Wow. The list for me?
Well, I mean, if you count Ellie and Curlin, you've got 3, because Axe is your only character you've played with someone else's DM.
I suppose, yeah.
So yours is short. Mine is really long because I introduced a whole bunch of characters and I've swapped some out.
Well, I was just thinking about all the NPCs because you could go to Verlaine and anyone else and.
Oh, Princess Delilah. There's JC Princess Delilah.
Oh.
And what a pretty princess he is.
That last man there commenting on my beauty is one Tom M. Norman. Holding down the fort today, even though his camera flickers a bit.
Yeah, whatever.
It's the screw he has loose, folks. Just deal with it. We do.
It's my glitch in the Matrix.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. Deja vu.
It happens when they change something.
Yeah. They're updating for 2023. So this morning we are going to talk about. Well, we're going to talk about D&D because we are a D&D show, and then who knows? Maybe we'll get into some crazy shit later, like video games and movies and stuff. But for the start, D&D in the upcoming year, boys. I kind of read these names off to you pre-show. The release schedule for 2023 in winter, we're getting something called Keys from the Golden Vault. Is that do you think that's an adventure? Probably, right? It's usually an adventure they release in winter, like right here in the beginning of the year, like February. Because that was
Never heard of the Golden Vault.
yeah, neither have I. Storm King's Thunder was winter release like this, and I believe the Critical Role book was last year in the winter slot. So these are typically Wizards has released an adventure here. Hey, maybe that's what I'll DM next, depending on when it comes out. No, I'm kidding.
3 out of 4 of us here were winter releases.
Yeah. Well, no, technically, I think the release happened in summer.
And he went there.
Yeah, that's stuff that I don't need to think about, stuff that you need to keep to yourself, stuff that I should mute you for.
If I ever DM
You don't want-
JC, you
you
can
don't
have
wanna-
inspiration for that.
You don't want to talk about your dad dealing out the population pudding to your mom?
Inspiration.
No, I really don't.
What's the opposite? What's the opposite of inspiration?
Despiration?
Disinspiration? Disadvantage?
Unspiration. I like that.
Unspiration. Spring release coming is Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. And just based on the title of this sounds like it's going to be like Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, but for giants. Sounds kind of cool to me.
That'd be cool.
One-stop shop for all your giant needs. And then the thing that's probably got me most excited on this list in summer is the Book of Many Things coming in summer. Yeah, I said summer already. And a Phandelver campaign, which, I mean, like we started in Phandelver. We could go back and do the Phandelver campaign. I think what they had, yeah, I think honestly we could go back and play Lost Mines of Phandelver and then run the Phandelver campaign, because I think that's what it is. I think that's supposed to be like a campaign coming off of Lost Mines of Phandelver, which is the starter adventure that we didn't do. We did the other one.
What's the level?
I imagine. Well, Lost Mines of Phandelver is 1 to 3, I believe. So it'll be 3 to 12 probably, if judging by any of the other stuff they've done in the past.
That makes sense.
Then last but not least, oh, sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna say, I don't know if any of us have ever run it. I know I've looked into some of the beginning stuff to potentially run for the family, but not enough to know all the secrets. So we probably could run that one.
That'd be an interesting thing. I have read all of it. I've heard stories about people running it, and it sounds like it's fun. There's goblins, so goblins are always a good time. Unless, of course, you're Aranon in your first session.
Yeah, then goblins hurt.
Then you need an Ellie. So that'll be interesting. And then the fall, I'm sure there are a ton of people looking forward to this, but I'm not a huge fan of the setting. Planescape is rolling through. It falls. It's putting the science in my fantasy, and I don't like that. Keep my fantasy, unless it's Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Planescape world.
I want to swing a sword in my fantasy world. Shooting lasers and things like that just feels like, I don't know, it feels too simple. Like, why would you choose any sort of hand-to-hand combat if you could blast somebody from 1,000 yards away?
Well, there is a longbow in D&D that you could use. I mean, which does have 150-foot range, but 150-foot range is not conducive to dungeons, which is half the name of the game. So,
I'm not gonna lie.
Great point.
There's Star Wars stuff for. I don't think it's D&D. It's for
Fantasy Flight games.
Yeah, that I think would be really super fun, but that, I mean, the feel of that is such a departure from what we're doing that, I
Yeah.
don't know.
And maybe that is something I've thought about. Maybe I pick up the starter set to that and we like get together sometime and try that out. The dice system is very weird. It's nothing like D&D.
Mm-hmm.
So and I've listened to some actual plays of it and it seems very cool because you grab dice based on what you're doing and what skill you're using, and then they come up as successes, positive successes, and what is it, negative, I forget, it's like successes, positive successes, and failures, and negative successes. So you can succeed at something but something has to happen, and the dice actually kind of force you to narrate what went on.
Weird.
So and you come with the players and the DM, you come up together with what do these dice mean? Like you succeeded, but you had a negative success. So yes, you opened the door, but you actually knocked the door off its hinges and it landed on you. Type thing, and you take bludgeoning damage because the door fell on you. Stuff like that. It's a neat system. It's very narrative.
Like stuff like that kind of does sound like the rolling a 20-sided dice, where if you get a critical fail, then you have the ability to do what you want as the DM. Say, take 5 bludgeoning damage because you swung your hammer into a tree and it bounced back and hit you in the face. I don't know.
Yeah. And I will admit, I actually, when I set DCs, I tend to set them like 10 to 13. 90% of the time my DCs are 10 to 13 for most things, because it gives you that like, if you get like a 13 and you just succeed, then we can narratively talk about what almost happened or stuff like that. And I think that came from listening to, I just naturally developed that, of those close successes. There may be some shit that happened there, or the close failures. Maybe I have you succeed, but you're taking damage, type thing. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Those are the moments with payoff too, right? Like, oh, you made it across, but you couldn't hold your sword or something, and you dropped it down the chasm. Do we go get the sword? Do we move on and I choose a different weapon? Like, it's that kind of stuff that really tends to add a lot of value to the experience. It's not, oh, you jumped over the chasm, you're moving on. Like, what else could have happened to you in that moment?
Yeah. That was really interesting. I ran a one-shot earlier this week from my cousin and her group, and we were traveling, and I just off the top of my head, and I don't know why I did this, and it ended up being like an hour of our game, which was amazing. But they were resting at a way stop on the way to where they were going, and I said the only other people there were 2 old, like, hillbilly-looking gentlemen with a wagon of cages covered with canvas, and that they could hear like scritching sounds in it, and they determined they were goblins. And so then there was a whole moral quandary of their goblin trafficking, and but then they found out that they're doing it for someone else and someone above them, and they're not the people they need to worry about. They'll be dealing with much more powerful forces in the world if they set these goblins free. So they ended up teaching the guys how to take care of the goblins as best as possible, be very humanitarian with them, and gave them extra food and cleaned up the tranquilizer needles that were being used to put them to sleep and stuff. It was fun. And it was an interesting thing that I threw out there on a whim and went for an hour and a half. It's like, whoa.
That does not feel like most of my campaigns. Most of my campaigns, we just would have killed them and probably killed the goblins.
Lit the wagon on fire.
Yeah.
That was the first thought process. And then they started doing like the tech thoughts and stuff and realized these 2 dudes are scared shitless because this is the first time they've ever done anything like this. Like, most of their contraband has been like things. They've never contrabanded individuals before.
That's awesome.
Hey, Tom, is it your second camera that's messing with it? Because every so often it looks like your screen is from a different angle. Don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's inverting, honestly, or something. I don't know. It's weird. Another thing, actually a lot, it's all over like D&D Twitter right now, is the new revised open gaming license rules that Wizards has put in place to, it's honestly set in place to, well, make money. Capitalism, right? And basically my understanding of it is anyone that makes over $750,000 using the rule set of D&D or any of the rules of the game will have to report that to Wizards of the Coast and pay royalties.
Oh,
that.
crap.
In
Now I'm going to have
order
to keep track
to-
of my income.
Yeah, right, exactly. And everyone panicked in the beginning, looking at it and going, oh my gosh, you're going to have to pay royalties for using their open gaming license and stuff. And the amount of people this is going to affect, like the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are maybe Penny Arcade and Critical Role. Beyond that, nothing immediately comes. Well, Dimension 20 might as well. Those big name streaming.
Yeah,
group.
I mean, do you think that would involve? I would assume that would involve like Roll20 and all. Anybody that is really
Oh, yeah.
wholesaling, not necessarily, like D&D
Roll20 would
Beyond.
probably be hit, yeah.
Would probably be thrown in that.
I'm wondering if now that you say Roll20, I'm wondering if this isn't actually specifically to target Roll20 now that Wizards of the Coast has acquired D&D Beyond and is looking at making a virtual tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Because there's a lot
I know,
of those. Go ahead, G.
I know a lot of the information was coming, or a lot of the speculation was coming from artists because they didn't have a dollar figure initially. So
Yeah.
it was, I think, kind of a, if you're drawing artwork, if you're creating items, if you're doing stuff and maybe even, making dice with logos on it or whatever and selling them, you could be in that group. But I mean, I feel like, 750,000 is a lot. So
I tell you what,
there's a lot
if we make up to $750,000 off of D&D, I'm not going to complain about having to pay royalties beyond that.
yeah.
No.
If there's any
I think
wealthy patrons out there.
That's hard though too, with like kind of patrons of the game, right? Like this is a hard one because you want people to feel inspired to like kind of be kind of the stewards of your concept. I mean, without Critical Role, probably this isn't as big of a boom as we experienced in D&D over the last 5 years. So the reality is you want these people around. You just don't want the abuses of these people. Like, I'm going to set up my own competing product that is centric around D&D but doesn't use the same terminology, but you should use my product instead of Wizards' product. Bring me income.
Do you think they're actually trying to prevent another Pathfinder? Are they nervous that they're changing the rules so much in D&D 1 that because the last time they had a rule set go through that the general population went, what the? We got Pathfinder as a result because they made mods for D&D 3.5, and when 4th edition came out, it was such a departure from what 3.5 was that Paizo said, well, we're just gonna make our own book then. And heavily borrowed, actually out stole from 3.5.
And that's what's kind of interesting, like D&D Beyond before the purchase or merge or whatever, I mean, they were still, Wizards was still making money on that because they were selling the books and things too. So, I mean, I'm sure there was some influx, obviously it must have been good enough that they wanted to buy it, but to get all of that profit. But, so even some of the other ones are not necessarily 100% profit either.
Yeah.
I think even like Fantasy Grounds and things, if you're buying the books from Fantasy Grounds is buying that license from Wizards.
And don't get it confused either. Wizards probably bought D&D Beyond entirely so that they could further monetize it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not
Oh,
just
yeah.
because it's a good fit. It's because they see additional potential over and above what we have now
Mhm.
on selling different things, terrains maybe if they bring maps into it, like
Yep.
so much
Mhm.
opportunity for them to add pieces and then charge us for it. Now
Yeah.
that's good for us because it adds functionality, but recognize that little pieces of this might be charged where right now it's not charged.
Right.
So
Which, if
we're
you,
gonna have to
I
sort
mean,
that.
all of you being former or current collectible card game players, the amount of money spent on other games versus D&D is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how much we complain about what costs compared to buying a brand new set every 3 months, a box or a case or whatever
Well,
we
I
were
mean,
at.
look at it. They got a book schedule now. They got 4 books come a year, 4 or 5 books come a year at $50 a pop. What was Magic the Gathering? 3 sets a year in its heyday,
With the core set 4, yeah.
with the core set 4. And what we normally do, buy a box at twice the cost of one of these D&D books. Of course, they're
Mhm.
trying to monetize it. It's one of the biggest games in the world right now.
I
Mhm.
mean, that
Trying
if
to-
you think about it, it's no different than any subscription model like World of Warcraft or Netflix or HBO Max or what other the dozens
Game
of
Pass,
other
Xbox
video
Game
games.
Pass.
Yeah.
But one of the problems with Magic though is that it's so saturated now. There's over 30 products a year with these secret layers and things like that. So Jeff, let's go back to your situation. You're as much a collector of the game as you were a player of the game. It's
Mhm.
impossible to
Yeah.
collect every card
And then
that
that's
comes
where it
out
got.
over the year. It's
That's exactly
impossible.
where it got for me.
Yep.
When there was a big enough group and everybody was buying, it was easy to trade and get a full set. But when it got to be, not just full sets, but you got all the verses and the dual decks and all that kind of stuff coming out, and then you got special editions, and then, those special foils that came out like around Amonkhet and that. It's like, yeah, it's
Foil
impossible.
sliver deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the secret layers, the alternate arts, the now they've got versions of cards that don't even have English. They're like the cards are type lined in Phyrexian and stuff like that, and they're just worth more because they're different. Like
Mhm.
it's impossible to be a collector now and collect everything available. So you kind of by oversaturating because you wanted to make more money, you kind of
I am
shuffled out
sure,
a significant part.
but I am sure, just like how Clash of Clans survives and any of those other games that you can drop tons of money into, there are whales out there that are buying it all. There
Yeah.
is probably a group that's maybe the top 1% of players that are out there just buying it all. They are collectors on an extreme level. And I mean, it's sad for collectors like Jeff. I feel bad because I always thought it was super cool that he had like fucking everything, at least one. And that was always the
Mhm.
thing. Does Jeff have his set complete when we all bought our boxes? What are you missing
Yeah.
from your set? What can I trade to you to get your set complete?
I
Like
mean,
we as a
I've
group
probably got
took pride in
about
that.
ignoring some of the special stuff and obviously foils. I think I've got like a full set for 15 years of every regular card printed. So it's
Someday, your grandchildren are going to take that on Antiques Roadshow. And they're going to have no idea how much money they have.
yeah, who knows? By then, nothing will be paper.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it'll be worth so much. Because all the paper in the world will be gone.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of ridiculous ones I've seen recently. I think I showed you guys. It's like, yeah, it's not, cards that are worth nothing to me because I would never play them. And it's like, if it's
Yeah.
worth that to someone else, I'd definitely get rid of them.
Well, it's like Ben's white bordered volcanic island is like thousands now. It's like, Ben, you might want to consider selling your cards.
Mm,
Sell your cards and pay off your house.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's one card that I still need. I mean, at least one of for my deck, and it's a Bayou. And I used to be able. I should have got it for $120,
Yeah.
and now it's like 400, and it's not even that special of an old card, but
No.
it's just so hard to find that they
Well,
just will keep raising the price, and it keeps me getting sold. So
if I win the lottery, I'll buy you one.
I have a,
Buy you.
I keep wanting to play Magic in person. Like I've
so
played,
bad.
I've played online. I'm like, I have not played in so long. I would just like to get together for an afternoon. I have all my World Championship decks. I have the Second Sun Precon deck from a couple of years back. Honestly,
I just
I
bought
would
a
drop
box.
$50 and get one of those Commander decks just to play Commander with you guys. Grab one that
Oh,
looks cool.
I got 2 of them. You can just have.
Okay.
I
would
just want to
totally-
get together and play. Mike too. Mike Toth just completed his Commander deck all foil, and he's like, "Who wants to play?" I'm like, "I don't have time to get together.
Yeah. That's
I want to
Damn
so
kids.
bad."
we will have to set and oh god, Ryan, yeah, you right now, you're in the I'm at the end of it all. It's just
Mhm.
getting there. Where
Mhm.
my youngest is 15, he's gonna be 16. So it's like my daughter has a car now. So it's like she just goes wherever she wants to go. Like she had to go to work yesterday. She's like, I'm like, are you getting ready for work? She's like, yep. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm taking your son to work or your brother to work. And your son, holy shit. I'm not ready for that. I'm not grandpa yet.
don't curse yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
I'm taking your brother to work. I'll see you when you get home. She's like, yep. And that was that. And it was, it's crazy.
I could easily get together and just blow 9 hours just playing Magic all day.
Fuck yeah.
That would be-
Like we need
that'd
to
be great,
actually
yeah.
I'm
plan that.
find 9 hours. That's the trick.
That would be
Magic.
great,
We
yeah.
just need to find a Magic the Gathering Saturday. That's all we need to do. Are you guys off on Monday for New Year's? Who wants to get together and play Magic? Yeah, Ryan's not. He's all the shit hits the fan right now for you. Right now in April 15th, right?
We start working Saturdays right away.
Yeah. So you are go time now for the next 4 months, huh?
Yeah, it's busy.
Working in finance. There are things in the world that are very interesting. Working in finance for 4 months, you bust your ass, and then the rest of the year is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, my summertime's awesome. I get Fridays off, so we can easily plan a Friday in the summer on my patio back here, and we'll just play Magic or something all day. But
Fuck yeah! When summer rolls around, we'll have to get a Friday. If you get Fridays off, I can take a Friday off. Let's plan a
Cool.
Friday.
what
Kids
if
will
we
be in
did the
school.
whole day? We did the whole day. We did Magic until like 4, and then let's
And a
do
cookout?
D&D with a bigger group.
Yeah, cook out and have D&D.
Now you're
Tell you
Uh,
what.
Take a break in between and go grab sushi. Oh wait,
Yeah.
sushi on a Friday night. That might be a tough one to.
sushi
Yeah.
lovers or something. Just
Well, if we start at 9 a.m. and then take the break for sushi at like 3,
Yeah.
then we could do D&D by 5. That
about
sounds
it.
like a great day to me, honestly.
think about it. Sleepover.
Oh yeah, sleepover. Oh, that'd be the way to do it, honestly. Get a like a hotel suite with like 4 rooms and fucking just go play in a hotel suite away from the kids, wives, girlfriends.
Too fun. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough giving Wizards of the Coast some run.
Yeah, no
What have
kidding.
they done for me lately? Oh,
Well, the question is, what are they going to do for you on March 31st, 2023? After, and so much like a D&D game, the D&D Honor Among Thieves movie got delayed by a couple of weeks because someone couldn't make it. I don't know. I hear Chris Pine couldn't make it or something. He told him, it's like, guys, that night isn't going to work for me so well. So they moved it back to March 31st, 2023.
yeah, that's his daughter's band. So that just doesn't work for him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just an interesting thing, and we talked about renting out a whole theater
Mm-hmm.
for it. I still think that would be a fun thing to do. And
I
I'm
am
in,
still
so.
that is still my intention for that. I know enough people and children, and it's supposed to be child friendly. My kids want to see it. The kids of my D&D groups want to see it. I am betting easily we could get a small theater, like one of the 100-person theaters, and rent that out. And
Oh.
I rented out a movie theater for just me and Liz for Valentine's one day. A couple of years back to watch Labyrinth, and it was
Yeah.
$150. So
You're adorable.
it was fun. That was probably the most expensive date I've ever gone on in my life, because I rented out a theater and then we went to the Republic Chop House as well.
No. Yeah,
That
that's
was
not cheap.
But I will tell you right now, probably the best date I've ever been on in my life. That was an amazing night, and I will never forget that night.
That's effort.
But D&D Honor Among Thieves, I was looking up the date for this, and I watched the trailer again, and this is literally a D&D game happening. I swear to God, because if you go back and you watch the trailer, they're dodging a displacer beast at one point, and they dive into the gelatinous cube to get away from the displacer beast. If that doesn't sound like a D&D party, I don't know what does.
Sounds like
Like,
air
look at
not
that.
tripping while trying to do something
Dive through a
spectacular.
window?
Yeah.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, I rewound it. I was like watching it, looking for the date, and I'm like, wait a minute. He just dove into the gelatinous cube. What was he avoiding? I rolled it back and I'm watching. I'm like, oh, displacer beast. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. As long as he can get out of the cube quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is coming forward. Ooh, I just got some. Oh, nope, now it went away. That was very strange.
There's a robot jacking off.
Yeah, exactly. That was, ooh, wow. He was on a vibration mode or something then. Hammering, just hammering. Speaking of video, too, coming up next month, January.
It's not two nerds or one quest unless it's
sexual,
unless it's inappropriate, right?
Oh hell yeah! Speaking of inappropriate, Legend of Vox Machina season 2 coming to Amazon Prime next month. What is it? The 15th, 23rd, somewhere around there.
20th-ish.
20th,
Is that right?
somewhere
Something
right
like
around there. How many?
Amos, do
They
you have
had
a
been on
password for that?
Thursdays, right? I do not. But they had been doing them on Thursdays, right? Just
Yep.
like their show. Or...
Thursday, and because of the international release time, they end up at what was it, like 7 p.m. or something? Because it was going off of, I forget what it was going off of. West Coast or something.
Likely it's a Thursday around the 20th. I don't know if the 20th is a Thursday or not, but
Yeah, I just remember being able to watch season 1, like watch the episode, and then go watch Critical Role.
you can't. Tom can't hear us, or
Can you hear us, Tom?
where everything sounds good here.
Other than a robot jacking off once in a while. He can't.
Your
hear us.
video looks good
Yeah,
now,
you guys
Tom.
are on chat.
That's weird.
I
So
say that as the video goes bad again.
Sounds good on Twitch.
I was gonna say, can the
You guys
internet
keep
hear us
talking.
yet? Yeah, I'll keep talking while Norm does the ones and twos he does.
Tech crew.
But that first season of Legend of Vox Machina was the Briarwood arc, which is a very cool dark gothic vampire style arc that was a fan favorite. The arc for season 2, perfectly timed, is the Chroma Conclave. If you watch season 1 in the first episode, they are tasked to kill a blue dragon. Spoiler alert, they do. It's a year-old show. I don't know if I need to spoiler alert it. So he turns out this blue dragon's got friends, and you see him at the end of nothing. Just shut up here. But that whole arc is the Chroma Conclave arc is Vox Machina versus Chroma Conclave. Obviously, they survived season 1 because there's a season 2, folks. Come on, I don't. You see all the characters there.
Yeah,
There
do
are
you think?
so many.
Do you
so
think
many
that dragon?
moments.
Do you think that Dragonborn's gonna show up for season 2? Oh wait, never mind.
I don't.
You know, the one that was really smart and
kind of buffoonish. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't know, because that is those of you that watch, they visit his. Yeah. I'm gonna shut up. I keep spoiling shit. Like I'm like right on the edge of spoiling shit all the time, and I feel like Scott
You're
Johnson.
on the edge of spoilers.
Um,
No Lady Gaga fan. All right, fine.
yeah. Oh no, I got you. I got you. Um, what was I gonna say about this then? I had something to say, and now I lost it. Well, shiznit.
It's because my Lady Gaga.
I heard they got a good a voice cast for this
Oh.
one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some big names in that. I don't remember what they are, but I remember seeing them going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, just off the top of my head, there's like Matt Mercer and oh wait, never mind.
All right, I'm back.
Oh my.
He's back.
Oh, what I was gonna say is, hold on to your butts, because those of you that have watched the show know some of the shit that's coming this season, and it is a doozy. Speaking of a doozy, I'm gonna hop off of D&D here for a moment. The Last of Us is coming on HBO Max. I have wanted to see this show for like 2 years. I am so damn excited.
I am
And
pumped.
yes, and speaking of hold on to your butts, people, if you're gonna partake in that show, hold on to your butts, because that is a ride, an absolute ride. I am so amped for that.
I hope it is terrifying. I want it to be so scary. I need to have to wear like Depends while watching it. Like I want it to be just horrifying.
Really interesting. That is a really interesting thing, and a perspective, because you're on that thread through it, and I'm going, I really hope they nail all the beats that's gonna rip everyone's heart out of their chest and stomp on it on the floor, because those are the moments I remember in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff I remember about both of those games are not the zombie moments.
No.
It's the moments when the humans are interacting with each other, whether they're talking, fighting,
Yep.
or physically going after each other.
So JC's going for the emotional ripping out of hearts, and Norm's going for the physical ripping out.
Of hearts. Yes.
Well, I'm looking for both, to be honest. Like I want suspense. I want the terror of how quiet it is and sneaking around and not
And then you
knowing.
just hear it.
Yeah.
And all
like,
you do is you hear it echo in the distance. And
the first time I heard the clickers while playing, I literally put down the controller and was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yep. And that just oh man, those two games are easily two of my top 5 favorite video games ever. And the only thing that's even remotely come close, and I was a huge fan of Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild is good, and Breath of the Wild does a lot of stuff very neatly. But I'm not sure, we're going to shift to video games here, folks. I'm not sure anything has captured my enjoyment of World of Warcraft raiding and exploration like Breath of the Wild as Elden Ring. And Ryan got Elden Ring for Christmas. And if he doesn't mind, I'd like to read the message he sent me 2 days ago, because it is brilliant and it sums up the game.
My life is an open book.
It says, John, Elden Ring is equal parts amazing and the most frustrating experience I've had. The hardest part is knowing when you approach a situation that is too tough, dying, and not wanting to leave the runes behind, but knowing you'll just die again if you go in there to get them.
It's the worst.
But
most of these times are like you go up against a dude on a horse, and I have no idea how strong he is, but he cuts my head off in two back-to-back swings. And I know, like, if I go with an eye shot of that guy again, he's going to do it again. And It's the worst. It's the worst feeling.
Gotta take out the horse first.
You can. You
If it were
actually
that easy,
can.
I would. Mm-hmm.
Oh, if only it was
But
that
it's
easy.
difficult to do, because while you're trying to take out the horse, there's this dude with an axe on top of it. He's trying to take your head off. He complicates things.
The one thing I will say about Elden Ring, and I don't like it as much as I like Breath of the Wild. And it has nothing to do with like the difficulty level or things like that. In Breath of the Wild, there was a feeling like if I can see it, I can get there. And Elden Ring has a different feeling. Like,
Really?
I know I can get there, but I'll lose everything and I'll not be able to make it back. Like,
Makes sense.
I know I can get there,
Mhm.
but then I'm never going to make it back with the stuff that I have. So,
For me, when you start getting to the point where you realize it's just your runes, and if you can ride in with your horse and grab your runes and get out of there, 9 times out of 10 you can run away unless it is a campaign boss. And what I have started doing is framing what a successful play session is of Elden Ring differently. And it's, did I find a site of grace that I didn't have before? Yes. It's, did I find something new that I didn't know was there? Yeah, okay, cool. Like, it's so funny because my son's played through the game like 7 times, and he was directing me at one point. I kind of got a build setup that I wanted to do, and I was rolling through, and he's like, "Go here and go here and go here," and I hit like 2 other story bosses and defeated them. And I'm like, and then he went to his mom's for the week, and I'm like, I don't know where to go next. And I kind of set the game down. I'm like,
you do.
I-
You need a guide, otherwise it's
Yeah.
just randomly, striking out in a direction.
Yep, and I started going up a hill and got shot with this huge ass arrow twice and died. I'm like, whoa, I don't think I should be here. I'm not sure where to go. Then I put it down, and then I started playing. Well, Modern Warfare 2 came out, and so I started playing that. But then like 2 weeks later, I went back to it and was sitting there, and I'm like, he told me to go here, go here, go here, go here, and I unlocked a bunch of the map that I haven't seen. Where did I run past that I did not see? And then I started going to those areas and exploring stuff. And I'm walking along and then down, oh, there's a little trail here. I'll follow that down. Oh, here's some of these enemies that I know how to fight. Okay, cool. I'll kill them. Oh shit, there's a door here at the bottom of this cliff. I'm gonna go in there. And there's a whole dungeon down there, and you explore the whole dungeon. There's traps and stuff. And
I love the dungeons. The dungeons are super cool.
Yeah. And
But
they're all
I think
over the place.
my biggest, like, what I don't love about it. Okay, so I'm there's like a new, I don't know, off the road. There's like a structure. I'm like, cool structure. All of a sudden, I lose half my life. What just happened? I don't even know. So I'm looking around with the camera, and there's like a giant flower that's casting spells on me. And I'm like, I don't know. There isn't many other games where that just happens.
Yeah.
You usually like get to know that you're being attacked before you're being attacked. I don't know, but it does. There's a sense of danger in the game that's very cool. I'm sure, I haven't played The Last of Us yet, but I will be playing both of those through at some point.
And you
I
did
am
The Last
I'm
of
a
Us Part 1, even the
I'm a
nice
bigger
remake of it.
fan of survival horror than I am just kind of navigating
will-
around and attacking things. I love that feeling of suspense. I love like when the camera turns you around and there's an enemy like right in your face. That moment where it's shockingly terrifying. I love
And you
it.
panic and you don't know what button to hit.
Yeah, basically.
Elden Ring, when you get to a high enough level, you can go back to places that you struggled with before and just annihilate people and wipe the ground with them. I mean, and this is where, like when I said it captures World of Warcraft raiding in a single player game, there are nights where you would raid World of Warcraft, you'd be on a boss, and the 10 of you would sit and fight over and over and over again for 4 hours. Hell, there's people that raid for 10 hours that you won't complete the fight. You'll die to it repeatedly, and it's like, okay, why did we die this time? So and so did this. Oh no, I got caught by this effect or whatever. Elden Ring has that very much that same feel. Like you can sit back and think about the fight and say, what did I do that made me lose? Like a lot of times when I die, I know what I did wrong. I got too greedy. I went for an extra swing and got annihilated.
Yeah.
It's very much a patient combat game. Like, you gotta get in, get a couple of swings, and get the fuck out and start guarding and be ready to dodge. And like, there's only been a handful of moments where that has not been. Like, there have been times where I've been able to do that and get out because if you're level appropriate, you should be able to take at least 3 hits. A lot of times I find, like you said, when you get half your health chunked away by a plant, like, I'm probably not ready for this place.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's that moment, man, where you know you're in over your head, and
Yeah.
it's usually like that in like the dungeon bosses. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get in there, I'll summon my whatever, my wolves, and my wolves will get killed in one hit. I'm like, oh my god, I'm screwed. And,
Yeah.
and that's when you know, like, it's over for you.
Yeah.
You just lost your runes in this cave because you're not coming back.
And then I think another big thing about it, and I would love for you to do it, is when you lose a large chunk of runes, send me a text message and I'll share in your misery, dude. Having community, and I mean, having my son there right next to me and being able to look at him and go, fuck, he's like, what? I'm like, I just lost 70,000 runes. And he goes, oh, yeah. And he goes, do you know how much it takes for me to level up right now? I'm like, no. And he's like, 500,000. I'm like, fuck, okay.
He's like, shit happens.
And my biggest thing is in those instances, because playing World of Warcraft, when you died, you'd have to go back to your body before you'd have any of your stuff. If it was 500 runes and you don't think you're gonna beat the guy, let the 500 runes go and go fight.
Yeah, don't you honestly think that that's probably how they started in the development of Elden Ring? Like, oh, you go too
All
far,
those
you
games.
lose all your shit, right? And
Yeah.
then they realize, like, what a disaster if you
Yep.
lose your cool sword that you just picked up. Like,
Now
it's just runes. But
do you know what golden
still
runes
hurts.
are, Ryan? If I say
Yeah.
golden runes, you know what those are? Okay. Don't ever open those unless you need them.
Oh, I open them every time because I am
You don't lose those though if you die.
I am drastically trying to gain levels.
You don't lose
because I
those
am-
if you die though. That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
Yeah.
I am under leveled though. So basically I'm just like,
We should do a Skype
I
call. I can walk you through to a
think I'm
place
at
where you
like
can level up.
level 27
Okay.
and still can't beat the tree sentinel. Still
Nope.
can't.
I think I went back to beat him at 35 and it was a tough fight.
I just actually took down those 2 giants that are lugging that the axe
Oh no.
art.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was really proud of myself. I was exceptionally happy about that. And then I died to a knight cavalry that it's normally a guy on the bridge and I can wax him all day, but it's basically like a grim reaper at nighttime. And so he just cut my head off.
He only shows up at night too.
Yeah,
That's
I'm sure. I could have waited till morning, but I didn't.
That was probably one of my favorite deaths. It was rolling around nighttime and I was walking down this structure and suddenly this big fucking bird shows up and annihilates me. I'm like, where did he come from?
Oh,
I'm like,
I got
creeping around at noon going, where's this
I got
guy?
killed in the swamp by that giant dragon that you're supposed to notice right away. I didn't even notice there was a dragon there. I'm just like, I'm looking around for other little thing. My eyes are fixated on him. So I'm like going around. I turn the camera around. There's a giant dragon. He's breathing fire on me. It's just dead. And I'm like, that's a problem with my perception. I realize that. But it's still very frustrating because there's too much going on in some places and not enough going on in others.
Need that GPS assist.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I need like somebody on the back. Like, I need a T-shirt first off that says, if you can read this, the bitch fell off the horse. And then I need somebody else sitting on the back of the horse, like, oh, you should go over there, like your son as a guide. Like, I need
my
another
son's
player.
my wiki. when I play
Yeah, I
Elden
needed
Ring.
another character. Like, oh, there's a cave over there. You should go that way. Beware the giant dragon.
You get elbowed in the ribs. Hey, bro, there's a dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
my son is to Elden Ring what my daughter is to Breath of the Wild for me.
Oh, see, my
Right, but-
son is my Breath of the Wild guy. He talks about the lore all the time. He's
Yep.
been through all the caves. He still is like looking it up on YouTube from time to time to see what he missed. So
Yeah, they're still finding stuff that you can do in that game. That game's amazing. And then my daughter just got all 900 Koroks, so she
Yeah.
hasn't touched it since she did.
that's insane.
Clorox,
insane.
like the bleach.
Koroks, they're little seedling guys that go. They're little leaf dudes.
Do
And
they
you bring
sing
It's
their-
for you?
You
It's
bring
just
their
a
seeds to
random-
Hestu, and he increases your inventory spaces. Do you know what you get
What?
if you collect all 900 of them, Ryan?
A
cramp in your
turd or
thumb?
something, right?
Yeah, it's a big Hestu turd. It looks like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
funny. Like that is the most
Um,
Japanese thing ever, honestly.
And
Here.
I'll tell you, like, you go through a normal playing, Tom, just to put this in context. If you go through a normal playthrough of the game, you'll find 150 of these seeds. It's just like there's 900 spread around the world, and they're just hidden in the weirdest places. And sometimes you have to complete a task, and you think, wow, that was a difficult task. The prize for this is going to be awesome, and it's a Korok seed. So
There's there'll be times like you'll be walking around the environment, there'll be 4 stones with like a little bare spot of like dirt in the grass, and there'll be a stone set off to the side, and you just gotta pick up that stone and set it in there, and the Korok appears. It's just little things like that. It's like, but there's 900 of them, so it's shit like that they gotta do.
Well, you gotta do something to
it's-
keep you playing the game, I guess.
Like, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be honest. If I went back to Breath of the Wild, I would have just as much fun playing it as I am playing Elden Ring right now. It just wouldn't be new and unique to me, but I would have just as much fun. The experience is the same. You look over there, oh, there's something glowing. I'm gonna ride my horse. I'm gonna climb a mountain. I'm gonna find out what that glowing thing is.
Yep.
And it's the same experience with Elden Ring. Like, I think, is that a cave over there?
Yep.
I'm gonna go see if that's a cave.
Or you
And
pull
then
up the
it
map
takes
and
you
there's
15 minutes to get there.
you pull up the map and there's a little like dark spot, and it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
And you
But
go
if
over
I
there, and
understand, the difference is in Elden Ring, you turn around, bang, fuck, I'm dead.
Yep.
that is a very real possibility. I mean, that's a possibility in Zelda, but it is so less frequent, and you usually have a chance to fight back.
And you lose nothing though. In
Yeah,
Zelda,
and you lose
just,
nothing when
you
in
lose
Zelda, you just reload your
progress.
save. Yeah,
Yeah, you lose progress. But in Elden Ring, you
you
know,
lose
if I
all
had
of the
7
equivalent of
victories,
any unspent experience and all your cash. That's all lumped into these runes. When you hear us talk about runes being lost, runes are money and experience. So you lose those, and they are left on the ground in a little puddle, and you gotta go pick them up.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's just a feeling of disappointment. Like, I should have seen that coming. I'm way too far. I haven't found a site of grace in about 15 minutes. I'm
Yep.
somewhere I'm not supposed to be. I'm gonna die.
and you start understanding that, and you're like, I really need to find a site of grace. Where am I? I need to find something. Hey, there's a G-man.
Is that
For
a save
me, what-
point or what?
Yeah, there's save points, and that's where you level up. And there are Stakes of Murica as well, which isn't a save point, but it's a place if you die, you can go back to the Stake of Murica to retry. Murica is the god. The lore of this world is insane. Written by George R.R. Martin. I've wanted to build a campaign around a similar idea, and actually I have one that may be possibly coming up with a couple of these two fools. Not you, Tom, because you weren't part of the original campaign, but someone still owes a demon prince a favor, so he may be calling that in to get the band back together. That's like the major untied or unresolved
Mhm.
thread in that story that we did. So I'm gonna use that to do our reunited sessions when we do that. Video game wise, Tears of the Kingdom. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom coming out in May. It's like 135 days now or something like that. I got a Twitter account I follow that just posts 138 days until release, 137 days until release.
I mean, that's the John Wick movie to me, man. So I got a countdown on my Twitter.
Yeah.
I think I'll of course be just as excited about the second one as the first one. I will say this: I don't love like the flying in the sky stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So
nervous.
they're gonna
based on
have to do
Skyward
that
Sword.
well. Yeah, they're gonna have to do that well, because if it feels like I'm just like ascending into the heavens to play a dungeon, that's gonna feel like less interesting.
I think they did it really well with the Divine Beast, the bird.
Yeah, so
forget
cool.
its name. It's been a while since I played. But yeah, that was really like, if they're gonna do a dungeon in the sky, there's rumors that there's gonna be like dungeons again. Like there may still be shrines, but instead of the divine beasts, there will be dungeons like the like Ocarina or any of those, or the original Zelda for that matter. God, that game was so magical when I was 8, 10.
That game was tough as hell.
Well, just knowing you could do any of the caves in any order, but sometimes you need one weapon in one cave to get into one of the other ones. But it was just like, I'm like, where am I going? I have no idea where I am. Okay, cool.
Kind of like Mega Man, right? Like,
oh my god,
you can kill any of the guys in any order, but there's a right order.
I did not like Mega Man. That was not my game.
I never beat Mega Man. I usually got I could get 4 or 5 of the bosses down, and then I'm like, nope, I can't do these 3 fuckers. They're not.
I think I have one on the original Game Boy that I probably beat at one point, but that's the only one I think I've played.
Yeah, you have a Nintendo Switch, right?
I have a Switch, yeah.
Yeah. And I know Ryan does, Tom doesn't, but I think this is going to be available on Steam. If it isn't already, they're doing a Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster collection. So all these Pixel remasters 1 through 6, they're putting in a package for the Switch. I am so amped for that, because that's
Count down the minutes.
I would tell you right now, without Final Fantasy, this show probably wouldn't exist.
Oh, 100%.
I
would say
Dragon Warrior, like all those games back in the day. That's
life changing. I mean, I can trace back my love of like video games with Jeff, I'm sure, like all the way back to like Derek's house, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
genius,
Derek
playing
had
Final Fantasy in Derek's basement was like a life-changing event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember me and Ben would rent Final Fantasy from the Denny's video on Main Street, and we'd rent it for the weekend.
On the corner of Main and Newberry.
Yep, Main and Newberry, absolutely. So we would rent Final Fantasy for the weekend and have a sleepover, like 2 nights, and then we would go have a sleepover at the other person's house the following weekend, and we'd try to get to Denny's video early enough that we'd get Final Fantasy again and our save would still be there. And several times we were able to do that. And it eventually got to the point where my mom bought the game for me for Christmas.
Yeah, because between all those weekends, you probably spent like $80 and the game was probably like 60.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, back then, 30 or 40.
No, games were still relatively...
They were under 50, I remember. Most of them were, because going, what generation was it? It was when it went to PlayStation, when PlayStation came around. Actually, no, Nintendo 64, because the cartridges that's what it was. The media, the cartridge media for the N64, the games went up to $60. So, yeah, Super Nintendo.
I can only say that playing my own game through the original Final Fantasy, I made it to the bridge. And if you've ever played it, that's like level 2, maybe.
That is honestly the introduction to the game, because you get to the bridge and there's a cutscene. And
Yeah.
it talks about you going on an adventure now.
So I'm looking forward if there's a version that I can get then.
That was playing Tales from Arise. There's a whole like you play for like 5 hours, and then you get to a point where they play the like opening credit sequence and and the name of the game pops up. I'm like, oh shit, that was just the introduction.
That feels
Holy hell.
like Elder Scrolls games, very much.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely was involved in other people playing, and hey, I gotta go to the bathroom here, play my game for a little bit. But as far as me playing it through, that was as far as I got. So
You were the man that sat with the guide open on your lap, right?
oh, we didn't have a guide back then.
Oh.
I was
You're
gonna
supposed
say
to call 1-800-Nintendo or something.
Yeah.
back then, right?
The-
I do-
the number of-
Power hotline.
the
I
number
think I
of
do have
times,
the Nintendo Power with the original Zelda map in it, though.
Yeah.
So that's a fun one.
yeah, I was gonna say the number of times that we had sleepovers at Jeff's house, I don't ever remember pulling out guides or
No.
because you had
No, I think the closest thing we had was the cheat code for SimCity.
I
You
mean
had
we
to
did
like
this,
spend all your money and
Yeah.
by the end of the day or something.
yeah. I mean we did the cheat code for Contra and Life Force and
Yeah.
all those, but
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
that was just the
That's just the
standard.
Konami code.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
is
you
it really-
did-
Life Force, both
Yeah.
Konami games.
Is it really a cheat
You know-
code if everybody used it?
But here's the thing.
technically,
I talk about Life Force all the time, and nobody remembers playing this game. That was a staple of
Yeah.
my childhood.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand why nobody else has played this game. Like when I talk to people about the Konami code and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, we used it for Life Force. And no,
Yep.
what's Life Force?
Yeah.
How have people not played this game?
I
That
played
Life
it.
Force
fun
It
as
wasn't
hell.
that. It wasn't.
The
It
Gradius,
wasn't
I
a
think,
staple.
was it like an I don't know, like an offshoot of Gradius, or because there's a very similar play style.
now there's
Yeah.
a lot of
I'm not
games like that. Wasn't Xenophobe like that? And
Loved Xenophobe.
Oh, Xenophobe was.
yeah,
Xenophobe. Oh my god, I played so much Xenophobe. That game was fun. The other thing I think of when you start talking about like stuff like Galaxia and Galaga and stuff like that, Zaxxon comes to mind all the freaking time. That game, anywhere I saw that, I'm like, I want to play this. This is so cool. And that was difficult too.
The Saturday morning TV show version of that is the Snorks. You bring up the Snorks, and at least half the people don't remember the Snorks. It's like
Fucking
the
amazing.
Snorks, right? What you remember the gummy bears, but not the Snorks.
Oh my god.
I
the
know of
Snorks.
it, but I never watched it.
The underwater Hanna-Barbera cartoon
Yeah.
with the guys with the shit that
Frickin'
came off the top.
Periscope.
Bubbles. Yeah, the Periscope heads. Precursor to the Teletubbies.
Oh, it's all terrible. It's all terrible.
The
Oh,
other
you know
major
what's
game-
terrible is trying to watch a He-Man cartoon now. Like if you try to, the animation is just makes you throw up in your mouth. It's so bad.
If you want to have fun, go just search Dungeons and Dragons 80s cartoon. To get back to D&D, search Dungeons and Dragons 80 cartoon on YouTube. The entire series, someone's got the entire series out there on a playlist.
Mhm.
I go back and watch that regularly. I love
It's
it so
great.
much.
It's great.
Funny.
Oh, I have the calendar. That I'm disappointed it's gonna go away. I may need to find it again. But I had it for 2022 as Dungeon Master in it. Like I'm thinking of taking the calendar apart and framing some of the stuff.
I would watch Flight of Dragons again. That would be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a Dragonlance movie too. I forget what it's called. That is on YouTube as well. They're apparently bringing back the D&D cartoon. They're making a new series. I think it's. Oh, I forget what it's called specifically, but it's gonna run on like Amazon or something.
I'd be
for a
down
season.
for that if it's done well. I mean, I don't. The problem when they
All
bring
the original
sh-
characters.
yeah, I just don't want it to be like
and Uni and Diana and Sheila and.
super fan servicey. Like I want it to be its own thing and not like, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this?
I don't get why people don't like fan service.
It
Fucking
depends upon what it
love
is. Some stuff is just
Rise of
dumb.
Skywalker.
Yeah, I don't want it to be
love
silly.
The
Almost
Rise
a
of Skywalker.
mockumentary of it.
Yeah.
I can
Like,
absolutely
get
handle
it
something.
deep.
I can handle something being silly and self-referential as long as, like honestly, break the fourth wall when you do it. Look at the fans and just like,
That works for some stuff though, but it doesn't work for everything. Like fan service is good if it's done well. But if it's like dun 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 dun, hey, look at this, dun 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 dun,
I
and it's like,
find
why did you didn't
comes
have to do that?
it comes down to whether or not the creator was actually a fan and has a pulse on what the fans enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
That is
That's
what
the
it is.
difference.
If the creator has no clue what the fan base enjoyed, the fan service sucks and it ends up looking like what you're talking about. But when the creators were fans and know what the general fan base enjoyed about it, I mean, look at the Critical Role Legend of Vox Machina cartoon. Like everyone knows, like, and they went to the fans who supported the Kickstarter and said, "What arcs do you want to see? What were the important beats that you see?" And you can see in the season 2 trailer, Grog's got a beard. They highlighted that Grog's got a beard. You know, there's going to be a 2-minute segment with his interaction about his beard with Vax. That's got to exist because it was such a big moment in the show. I can't imagine that wouldn't be a thing. So, and yeah,
That's all
So-
personal opinion. It's whatever. It's
it's true. That is true.
some people
Uh,
really enjoy tons of fan service, and some people would just want it right the hell out.
Yeah, that is true. The other game, honestly, I have 2 games on my radar for 2023. Actually 3, but one I kind of already own, and I'll explain that in a little bit because that's the third one coming out in 2023. 6/6/23 or 6. So on 6/6/6, we get Diablo 4. And this is a game that people have been waiting for, 6 years now at this point.
Yeah, probably about that.
It is. We thought we were going to get a Diablo 4 release date when they announced Diablo Immortal.
Mhm.
And Diablo Immortal is coming on.
Yeah, Diablo is one of those games. I never played Diablo 1 until well after I played Diablo 2. And
Ben-
I buy it now pretty much
Ben
usually
Schmidt,
not day 1, but usually pretty damn close.
yeah. Ben Schmidt played Diablo 1. I got in at Diablo 2. Like, I played Diablo 1, but I kind of I played when I was at his place because I didn't have a computer that could run it. But when Diablo 2 came out, I remember playing that, honestly, with Mike, Toth, and Patrick and stuff when I lived on Remington there in that duplex. Got into that, but
Yeah.
Diablo 3 was really where I went, I like Diablo 2 a lot. I love Diablo 3. I know a lot of people don't care for that in the Diablo series. Diablo 3 is, again, here, let's have a podcast today and talk about all of John's top 5 favorite games. I mean, honestly, they've all been mentioned because The Last of Us 1 and 2, Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring, and Diablo 3. Those are probably my top 5 favorite games in some order. And Diablo 4 on the horizon and Tears of the Kingdom on the horizon. It's like, fuck, you couldn't have put one of those in 2022 for me? But we got Elden Ring, so...
The game you
will-
didn't know you needed, but you definitely enjoy.
Exactly. Well, it's funny now because my son played Elden Ring so much now, he got Sekiro, which was the precursor to Elden Ring from the same company. The thing with those games and the Dark Souls games is they're more linear. So when you get in your ass beat, you maybe have one other choice of something you can do to progress. So you just can't go explore elsewhere. It's like your roads lead here, where you're getting your head chopped off, or here, where you're getting your ass kicked. And it's like he was at it last night playing, and he finally beat the Lady Butterfly Cheek. And that game is way more. That's not block and counter like I'm playing in Elden Ring. That is straight up dodge and move and ninja throwing star shit.
Dodge, duck, dive, and dodge.
That's
watching-
that's the character I play anyway in Elden Ring. Like, I don't carry
Samurai?
my shield. I just dive around. So
Do you use Samurai then? Or what did you take?
I'm a confessor.
Confessor. Okay.
Ooh,
Range.
that sounds kinky.
That it's nothing like
I want it to be more.
Professor
kinky.
Jeff's familiar with. I'm seeing Jeff smirking over here.
Yeah.
I wish
No.
it was that. You just walk up to someone, put your hand on them, and boom, there you go. Oh,
That's
except then
obviously
he falls
why I
down.
picked it, though. That's why I picked it, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna play a female confessor. This seems cool, and it is probably not as cool as some of the other,
One of the
like
more difficult
the
classes to
magic
play.
users. Well,
It's
it's where
faith-based, isn't it?
yeah,
The
but
nice
you
thing-
only. I need more spells because even my heal is pretty inadequate at this point, and I haven't put any of my levels into faith yet, so I'm pretty backward.
I could tell you right now, the interesting thing about the game is the starting point is only the starting point. It determines your starting stats and what gear you have. And then you can just switch whatever you're doing. Like I started my first two characters were both samurai, and then I went and I started a wretch because I wanted to torture myself. I start with nothing in base level stats. But there are benefits, like it takes less to level up at the higher levels because you start at like level 10 instead of like level 15.
Oh,
But being faith-based, Ryan, you could go find yourself 100% block shield and some good armor and build your strength up and build like a paladin style character like I'm playing right now. It's hella fun.
see what happens.
But yeah, Diablo 4 coming up. Open world, cross-platform. So Tom, I'll be able to play with you on PC. Ryan, you'll be able to play with us on PS5. So yeah, we should all be able to play together. Jeff, you're gonna have to buy something if you want to play Diablo 4, or hope someone hands you down a really nice computer. Yeah,
Side
Tom,
note,
what are you looking for? Oh yeah,
I was gonna say I got a hard out at 10:30, so if we want to wrap up by 20 after and do titles.
10 more minutes of talking. Oh, people have been entering titles. Nice, cool. I didn't even think about titles.
Yeah,
Me
well,
neither, so.
there's been a couple that are like, how is this not a title?
Oh my god, I laughed out loud with Steak Murica. That one was awesome.
Yeah. Sounds like
The,
a restaurant in Texas.
The one thing I am sitting at, I am amped for Diablo 4, but I'm gonna have a bitch of a time because there's no Crusader, and that's what I play. So it's like do I try Druid? I remember the Druid being cool in Diablo 2, or do I do the Thief?
I
the
love
Thief was
Necromancer. I'll play anything, to be honest. I don't necessarily like Witch Doctor. I played Thief. I
enjoy the Bone Explosion Necros, like to do that. So I may do that. I get bored playing a Necromancer because it's not
OP.
challenging. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm being challenged at all. I'm just kind of like, okay, I'll knock you down, and then knock you down, and knock you down, and your three friends come in, and I blow you all up.
Yep, yeah. The Witch Doctor was fun. The Rogue or the
Demon Hunter.
no, I'm thinking Monk. The Monk was fun.
Oh, I love the Monk too. The Monk and the Crusader are the two I play. Either one of those is in Diablo 4 right now. It's like
I'd
so
like to see something new and unique, something they haven't done with the other. Yeah, I don't know what kind of class that would be, like, but
let's see. So right now, we have a barbarian, a druid, a necromancer, a rogue, and a sorcerer. I will probably honestly end up being a barbarian or a druid or a rogue.
or any of the other three you just mentioned.
Or I
Or a
won't be the
sorcerer or a
necromancer.
necromancer.
I won't be the necromancer. That's the one I have eliminated. I'm gonna have to touch all the other ones before I choose.
Well, I mean, you can still do other things. You don't have to have Bone Explosion. I mean, it's.
I know.
I mean,
Just-
yeah,
I
I know you do because it's huge and it's cool, but you don't have to.
But
If you can explode bones, you want to explode bones.
I'm an optimist. Here. This is my issue. Is I'm an optimist, and well, other than the druid, well, and maybe the sorcerer, none of these characters seem very like positive. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to paladins and the crusader. And
I'm sure they'll probably have it as DLC later.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
expansions. They're gonna do expansions to this game. They have to. People were disappointed. I know specifically Scott Johnson was disappointed that they didn't do expansions beyond the what was the second expansion or the expansion for Diablo 3 called? Yeah. Reaper of Souls.
Yep.
And do an expansion on that. So I will probably end up playing a rogue or a druid, honestly, looking at it now. And that'll change a million times before the game comes out in 6 months. So
accurate. And it'll probably
and then
change
you-
6 times after you buy the game.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you can buy the Crusader DLC and suddenly John's all.
Oh yeah, I'd be all in again. It was so funny because Ben Schmidt would always laugh at me because I get the Crusader, the big beefy guy with the heavy armor and the shield and everything. And then I'd build around throwing my shield at people, so I'm playing a ranged character with a heavy armor.
Captain America.
Yeah, the Captain America build with the Gryfalcon's foot and then you throw your shield and then it splits, and then when it splits into a million different directions, and then the Gryfalcon's foot makes it free to do. So there are just shields all over the fucking place. I love it. It's so much fun. It looked absolutely ridiculous. Like Norm, we should hop in because I still have it on PC, and I still have that character on PC. We should hop in there sometime to just show you what the craziness that it ends up being.
Yeah, I'm down.
It is so much fun. And then I had a belt that rained meteors out of the sky randomly, and like there's shit going on all over the screen when my Crusader was playing. Fun. Oh, other than that, is there any video games you guys looking forward to?
It's tough. I don't necessarily look at games that are coming out in the next year. I'm always kind of focused on what I have because I have such a big damn library. Stupid Epic Store with other free games.
We're talking about video games. I just clicked on the Epic Store. I'm like, what? I haven't been keeping up with this. What's free? How long is that thing going on?
It's been a free game a day for the last 10 days, and I think they put it back to the regular free weekly game on Wednesday, maybe.
Oh, it's gone back already to that?
Yep.
Ooh.
There was some stuff.
Dishonored.
But yeah,
Dishonored is
2
free right now.
or Dishonored Director's Cut or something.
Yeah, I will get that. Thank you.
There was a
Although I have access to that on Game Pass.
if you have Prime Gaming, I think Dishonored 2 is free through Prime. I don't remember.
Cool.
But yeah, I've been playing Death Stranding, which
Yeah, I was gonna ask for an update on that. How's that?
it's so I started Death Stranding on Monday or Tuesday, and I started State of Decay 2 because I have 2 or 3 for months of Xbox Live.
Mm-hmm.
State of Decay 2 I started last night, and it's fine.
How is that?
It's fun. It's a survival resource collector. It's good. I played for 2 hours yesterday. It's
Okay.
kind of maybe a little buggy. Before I shut it down last night, I kind of wandered around for 15 minutes trying to figure out how to do something. And it wasn't really and it ended up being a bug where I had to, save, log out, log back in, go back over there. Which after, the game's been out for a while, so that's kind of dumb. But the play is fun. The resource management is relatively easy. It's fine.
A little bit of trivia about that. The studio that made those 2 games, the studio heads of that studio were the same studio heads that started up ArenaNet and created Guild Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left Guild Wars when Guild Wars 2 was mid-development and went off to create State of Decay. Because they wanted to do something zombie-related instead of fantasy-related.
Yeah, if you have access to it, try it out. You might like it, you might not like it. I think it's pretty fun. It's third person, so it's good. And Death Stranding, I'm oddly intrigued with it, even though at this point I've put in like 4 or 5 hours and I'm still an Amazon delivery driver. It's
Part
weird.
of that game,
It's so weird. So weird.
part of that game is the online functionality of it was designed into it because people leave shit behind, and then people like you'll be playing the game and it's a shared world amongst all the players. So you'll need to cross a river, and people will build a bridge like over time, build a bridge that spans the river, and then
Or-
that bridge is just there until someone destroys it.
Or you're trying to climb a mountain and somebody will already have a python and a ladder already set up.
Yep.
So if you forgot to build a ladder to bring with you, you can use somebody else's ladder. It's very interesting. But basically, you end up carrying like 200 pounds on your back, and you have to control your level, your balance. So you'll start like moving to the left, so you kind of have to right click on the mouse, and then you'll kind of straighten yourself back up, and it's a Kojima game. I mean, the cutscenes are like 15 minutes long, but unlike Metal Gear, it actually makes sense, so it's fine.
It's good to know.
But
Oh, Ryan, did you play Hades?
Yeah. I
You excited
never
about
I
Hades
never
2?
beat it halfway through. I like Hades 2 looks a little bit more my speed, I guess, as far as like the characters, and it seems to add a little bit more fun to it. I don't know. Hades was fun, but it felt monotonous to me. And I know everybody was super in love with it, but there's something about that play style that's like
Dying like that
doesn't
roguelite, dying and just getting
Yeah.
learning and getting a little further each time.
Fight Die
it
Redeem.
doesn't click for me. There has to be I have to be more motivated to do the same shit that I just did 15 minutes ago.
Based
And
on what you
that
just
was
said,
missing
I would
for me.
based on what you just said, I would say don't try Deathloop because that's the
Okay.
same concept.
Then I'm
I know we had that
disinterested.
conversation, and that's why I put Deathloop down, is because it is that same thought process you go through, and there are story moments that are intentionally like you get into a cutscene and you're murdered, and then you got to start from the beginning, and then it's like you go
That's
through.
how it does feel like with Hades. If I play for 45 minutes, I make good progress. But if I play for 20 minutes, which is sometimes all I have to play, it feels like I'm starting over again. I got nowhere, and there's no value to that play session, and that sucks.
Yep. I think that's why I play Modern Warfare 2 and Fortnite and FIFA and like I don't the
Rocket
big
League.
long
That's
Rocket
exactly
League.
why I play Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like I just play because it's fun, but progress the level, and okay, well I'm on level 360. It doesn't mean anything at this point, but like.
All right.
You want to wrap this up and give this thing a title and put a bow on it and write a name tag on it?
Yeah. We are
You like
Tuners
geek-
of Quest. We are here usually Sunday mornings, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Today was a special thing because Sunday is New Year's. But we'll be back a week from Sunday with the next show. I will announce that out and throw out the links and stuff so you can kind of watch that and catch up with us.
We're all gonna be there, right? We're back to norms.
I would assume
X
so.
and Rand and
Fuck.
what's his name? Vok. I was gonna say Doug, but it's not Doug. Vok.
So unless something changes, that's the storyline we're at. Follow us everywhere. bit.ly/OurFun Discord has all of our links and goes to our Discord channel, so check that out. Patreon.com/Tuners and Quest. Let everybody else know about the show. Give us ratings and reviews. That helps us out. Last show of the year, so everybody have a safe and happy New Year. Thank you for being on this wild ride with us. We have a lot of fun, and we'll see you in the new year.
I like seeing my buddies, so this is fun.
Oh hell yeah.
Fuck, guys. Rock and roll.
All right, I'm putting us back live. We're
Excellent.
live. All right,
All right.
if you're in chat, go to this.
And while Tom's putting that in the chat, I will just let you know that I am going to be prepping Wild Beyond the Witchlight for when Tom is done with this thing. That's where we'll
Sweet.
head next.
All right, let's look at some show titles. We got Stakes of Murica, Trafficking in Goblins, You Ruined My Game, Elden Ruined My Day, Elden Ruined, I Can't Wax Him All Day, or I Can Wax Him All Day, All Roads Lead to Death.
All roads lead to death. I think
The one
That
that
is
really
probably-
made me laugh was when Ryan said I could wax him all day when he was talking about the guy on the bridge. Like that was an instant show title. That's like
Oh, let's see. Where's Shabbat Tom and Norm?
so if you're in chat, go to that link, click on it, vote on a title, vote on 2 titles, whatever. What?
I just saw what Tom heard, and it's amazing. Stakes, Steaks of Murica, and you are.
That's why I laughed out loud. That's why I said it. Like, shit was hilarious.
But he was hearing it, that he doesn't know what it is.
That's what I heard too.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I knew it was something not that, but I mean
There's
there's
a stake in the ground, and it's like this little character, and it's America stake, Marika.
R-I-K-E-A, yeah. Murica,
Yeah.
Queen Murica, the beloved.
And oh my god,
Oh
the
god,
stakes
that's
of
amazing.
America is perfect.
Stakes in Murica.
my job
Considering
here
we
is done.
started with the Republic Chop House, and we ended up in Elden Ring quite a bit. It was worth it.
Yeah, that actually, yes. We did discuss the Republic Chop House too, so yeah, that is absolutely the title of the show. Holy shit. Wow, I'm still crying.
My
Oh,
job here is
God.
done.
Oh. It's,
I
oh,
love
I
that
like,
that's what it took. I love that it took that long for him to see it in print to get there.
yeah, oh my god. Well, I'm thinking of the game. I'm thinking of the game, not anything. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, that's good. I like a
On
lot of
that
our
note-
titles, but that might be one of my favorite.
Well, I guess
You
that's
actually-
the winner.
Well, you see that in print so often because you die, and it says, "Do you want to start a Stake America or Point of Grace?" It's like, do you want to go back to where you last saved, or do you want to try this guy again? Is usually what it means.
And now you're never going to see it the same again.
Nope, nope. I'm gonna be hungry when I play. Is what's gonna end up happening.
That sounds delicious.
Pavlov's
It
dog.
does. I love it, yeah. I'm making beef stew tomorrow with leftover tenderloin from Christmas.
That all sounds
Wow.
delicious.
Tenderloin's very expensive right now.
Yes, it is.
All right.
We had
So
tenderloin shrimp.
I'm going to send us over to Matt Heafy is doing music, lead singer Trivium.
Sounds awesome. Happy 2023, y'all.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I suppose there's a completely different audience on right now, isn't there?
Mhm.
Or a set of streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Mike Shinoda's doing stuff again yet. I know he was intending on it. Oh my god, his remix of Arthas, My Son is fucking cool as hell. That was a mashup. I was like, that is worlds colliding for me, because Linkin Park and Mike Shinoda are over here and video games are over here, and they really shouldn't be because Mike plays video games. But I never in a million years saw World of Warcraft of all video games. And the music from it, which I love and adore. I love that song. And then for Mike Shinoda to come in and remix, it's like, what the? I instantly went to iTunes. I'm like, is this available for me to download somewhere, please? And I didn't see it yet, so I keep looking for it. Today is Friday. It might be there now. I should check.
Yeah, I have plenty of video games to play, but I will say a game like Pixel Remaster, if I can download all those games, I'll play all of them through, and it'll
Yeah.
be all I'll play for 3 months. So,
Yep,
uh,
that'll be fun.
even when they
Cool.
re-released all the like Game Boy versions of Final Fantasies, I played through all those. Just awesome.
I still have all of those.
Those pixel remasters are gorgeous. And like, I mean, are you kidding me? I get what was Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 in the United States in one package.